John and wants to save John's life. Hey, John's got another friend to add to the John's friends list.
Friend who still likes him?
At least likes him enough that at one point he didn't let him die, and he knows Sam and Dean, and he asked for a favor.
No, that's a lot for John.
For John, that's pretty good.
You didn't let him die? What's wrong with you?
Dean says they might not be saints, but they're loyal and they paid their debts. I just recorded an episode of Saving People Queering Things, and the theme was loyalty, and that is a very big part of Dean's character and how he views their family. There's also the way that he said this it felt like a Game of Thrones. Like, it felt like maybe it was just we pay our debts. Maybe that just like Lannistered my brain a little. I also just want to talk about Sam not enjoying prison food because he's a picky eater. And I want every excuse to talk about the eating habits of the Winchesters. We've talked about it before, but Sam and Dean are products of their poor upbringing when it comes to food. They've experienced food insecurity, which Dean has internalized as he must eat whatever he thinks will be good, as much food as he can at all times, every time it's offered, cannot eat enough food. Whereas Sam wants healthy food because he grew up on like shitty gas station food and like greasy motel food and diners, and he wants healthy food, and he's a bit of a picky eater as a result. Just make Sam being a picky eater less funny and more sad.
I'm a picky eater too, and it's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Bobby, it doesn't even look that bad, honestly. Like, they're eating spaghetti twice in this episode, and I love spaghetti. And like, is it the world's best spaghetti? No. But like, is spaghetti an easy thing to make for a lot of people? Absolutely. Their suspected ghost is killing via heart attack, and that's a hard one to prove ghostliness on. Like, that's a hard thing to be like a ghost at that, but okay.
It's not a ghost, it's the Death Note.
And they're blaming Mark Moody, who was a psycho killer extraordinaire who was into Satanism and ritual murder and died in jail also of a heart attack. Again, maybe not the place to send that guy. County jail might be a little bit on the soft side for that, but it seems like this old wing might have housed some more intense criminals.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was there for like 5 minutes and then he died.
There's a part later on where I'm going to get very British about it, and I'm going to be very British nerdy, but it's fine.
I'm excited. We haven't had a British person on the show yet, so
fantastic.
Yeah, so exotic.
We're excited for your take on things and on the American prison system. As Canadians, Meredith and I are also looking from the outside. Sam walks into Lucas, who wants to make a whole thing out of it, and Dean swoops in Big Brother style to defend Sam and makes it way worse.
Right, he's not even swooping in like Big Brother style, he's swooping in idiot style. Like, he wants to make trouble.
He really does.
That's one of Dean's main styles. We love him for it.
And it is also kind of on purpose.
Yeah.
Dean and Lucas both get solitary, which leaves Sam outnumbered in Gen Pop. I feel like Sam's a little nervous about being there. Dean realizes way too late that solitary is the haunted wing, and he does not use his words to explain what's happening, and Lucas gets unalived by the ghosty ghost.
Lucas, stand still. Do you really think he's going to listen to the guy who just beat him up?
Like, just say more words. And then we're with our defense attorney, Mara Daniels, who I love.
Love her.
She shows up at Henriksen's office because she just talked to our homegirl, Detective Di, who swears that the Winchesters are stand-up murder-solving dudes. And she's like, this is not adding up. Maybe you need to rethink your crazy FBI file. Real Sherry also went to bat, it seems like, for the Winchesters and has been labeled crazy. Get therapy and feel better, sweetheart.
Oh my gosh, poor Real Sherry.
Poor Real Sherry, who had to look at her own dead body.
Yeah. Imagine the trauma. That's like Scrooge on a higher level.
She probably also had to do it again after the fact, like when they were like trying to figure out what happened in the bank. Like, they probably also made her look at it again.
Can you identify this body? No.
Is this your twin? No, I don't have any.
Maybe this would be a really bad time to find that out.
And this is where a reference to 2XO7 comes in.
But yeah, Detective Diana, 207. They really went for it there, and I'm really glad that it was mentioned.
Love it.
Good job, Detective Diana.
Henriksen is not hitting it off with me at all. I am not on his side at all. I don't like him at this moment because he disagrees with defense attorney Mara Daniels, so he just dismisses her by saying, grown-ups are trying to get some work done. She's a lawyer. her. She went to undergrad and law school. This actress was 39 years old. Don't talk to women like they're children or like they're beneath you just because you don't agree with what they're saying.
Exactly. Like, she's qualified to do the work.
Grown-ups. She's 39.
Grown-ups? How old is Henriksen?
Unclear. I didn't look it up.
It's hard to... He probably looks younger than he is.
Probably.
He's an actor.
To be honest, that might have been like a copy lawyer thing, though. Not that I'm defending Henriksen here. I don't like him up to this point, but like it could have been a copy lawyer thing, because I know in the UK there's a big difference between cops and lawyers, and they generally don't like each other. So
Yeah, and I think it's pretty similar here, but it was still rude.
It was still rude. You
rude.
still don't need to talk to people you don't like that. You're still professional.
I get it. Like, lawyers can be annoying, especially if you're a cop, and they can like free people that you think are guilty.
She came here on business, and you're just meeting for the first time. Like,
yeah, don't be a child about it.
Yeah, don't talk to people like that. Anyway, Sam is on mopping duty with Randall, who he asks about the guard's death, and Sam says he's inside because he's an idiot for a brother, which Randall agrees will do the job. That will get it done.
And it's true, actually.
It is. Yeah. Randall says he used to be on the old block, and he was there when Mark Moody died. He had a heart attack after being beat by guards. This is not what prison is supposed to be for. This is not how prison is supposed to work. I probably have a note for myself later to like actually get into it, but I'm pretty passionate about prisons.
You gotta be passionate about something.
I have a note that says American cops have anger issues, but
they do though. Yeah.
Dean is out of solitary and he is bringing in the smoke, which Dean does not smoke apparently at this point. Again, I really think he used to.
He definitely used to.
He does recognize that it is the currency of the realm. It is Sam's turn to come up with the plan, and Dean's won enough cigarettes to get them anything that they need to execute said plan. And earlier Dean had said he was pretty sure, and Sam's like, I need something better than pretty sure, and Dean's like, I'm really pretty sure. And now Sam does the really pretty sure thing back to Dean, which is amazing. They're such brothers.
I know we've pointed this out before, but I just love Dean's ability to just integrate himself into anywhere.
Oh, we're definitely going to talk about that a little bit later as well, because this is the second episode in a row that Dean has seamlessly integrated himself into a subset of society. And then especially going to next episode, Dean antagonizes Lucas's friend Tiny, and while they're being broken up, Sam slips away into the kitchen through a vent, and Dean and Tiny are both off to the infirmary.
I have a note that just says Sneaky Sam about this scene. Like, that is my only note here. It's just Sneaky Sam.
No, that's a good note. It's valid. Wasn't the actor playing Tiny like one of their bodyguards or something?
I think so, yeah. I'm pretty sure it is their bodyguard.
Nice.
And I had a note here that Mark Moody should never have been in this facility because Sam gets way too far into this jail. It has shit security.
But that's what we've come to expect from Supernatural.
Yeah.
Sam has also armed himself with a tiny ass salt shaker, but it gets the job done and keeps him alive. So Dean does apologize to Tiny for antagonizing him on purpose, and Tiny opens up and he's like, I do have low self-esteem. My dad treated my brother and me like crap, and one day my brother shot my dad. And that sounds familiar.
I was about to say the parallel.
Dean sees a ghost, but he actually sees it this time, unlike last time, and she's a lady ghost, and that's not what he was expecting. And he also needs to find a tiny salt shaker because she is squeezing his heart, and it's like Woman in White style. He does get the tiny salt shaker, and it does work. Unfortunately, Tiny is also then attacked, and he does not have a tiny salt shaker, so he dies.
Oh no, Tiny. I remember watching this for the first time when I was a teenager, and it just didn't click for me that was a woman. So the whole time I was just thinking, wow, Mr. Moody is very delicate. I thought he would have a beard or something.
Nope, meet Dolores.
Love Dolores.
One thing I did put in my notes was that they don't mention it, but this is one of the first times that we see, well, not the first time, but it's one of like the earlier times that we see a ghost that only the person who's being attacked can see.
Yeah.
Because only Dean can see it, Tiny can't. When Lucas is getting murdered, only Lucas can see it, and Dean couldn't.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Really convenient for the ghost, actually.
Yeah, if you can pick and choose as a ghost, that is definitely the move to be stealthy.
I want to have that power.
Sam says that he thought that they were done, and so he already like put the escape plan in motion. Deacon is getting letting them out tonight. So Sam goes to Randall again, and he like asks about the nurse, and Dean bribes Randall with a bunch of cigarettes. Her name was Nurse Glockner. There were rumors that she was like an angel of death serial predator, and Randall's like, I don't know, she was here, then I got out, and next time I landed back in here, she was gone.
Okay, this is the part where I'm going to get really British nerdy about it, because he says that apparently Nurse, I forgot her name.
Glockner.
There we go. Nurse Glockner was doing a Charles Bronson to the prisoners with a hypodermic needle. Charles Bronson was Britain's most violent prisoner, and every single time he would get out, he'd do something to get put back in, and he'd hold multiple prisoners hostage during his time in prison, and he's still incarcerated in a prison not too far away from me. Now, he's also an artist, so...
Fun.
Love that.
That was my British rant, because it made me very proud as like a Brit to have that in here.
I'm really glad that you brought that for us. That's all excellent, and I love that.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't heard of him.
I'm a huge true crime nerd, so I love that.
It's great. I heard it, like, the first time that I watched the episode, they went, Charles Bronson, and I was like, sorry? Like, they can't be talking about the same Charles Bronson. And then I rewatched it, like, literally probably about 5 hours ago now, and it was like, Charles Bronson. I was like, no, they did say Charles Bronson. I was like, I did, like, a little British squirm in my seat. It was great.
Sam says they are leaving tonight no matter what. They might owe Deacon, but they don't owe him their lives. A reminder that Dean's charges could result in the death penalty. Like, if Dean gets extradited, he is up for the death penalty in at least 2 states.
Also, I think towards this point, they're kind of figuring out that the nurse, like, is going after prisoners who have done wrong. And obviously, Sam and Dean have done a lot of wrong. So they're kind of figuring out, like, oh, at some point, this nurse is going to kill us. And, like, she's already tried with Dean, so...
Yeah, or they could just die in prison. Like, they're around a lot of people who don't care about them and would kill them just for the heck of it.
Kill Dean for all his cigarettes.
And yeah, and they only have a week before they get extra. And then, yeah, like, if Dean goes to trial and he loses, which he probably will.
Let's be real.
Could definitely get the death penalty and be executed, so...
Yeah, I don't think he can, claim, hey, there was a shifter who took my face and did all that.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, they do have a picture of Dean from the bank.
Yeah,
I mean, if you
murders.
did claim that, you could try to get sent to a mental facility instead.
I was going to say, claim insanity.
He also got caught at the scene of a murder and at the scene of an attempted murder.
Yeah.
So he's really, like, he was caught on the scene, so it's gonna be rough to beat those charges. Dean makes a call to defense attorney Mara and asks her to research Nurse Glockner for him, and he asks her to really look at him and tell him if he's guilty. And I don't think this would work on later seasons. Dean internalizes so much guilt over time for things that he hasn't done or that aren't his fault, and he just gives off exhausted guilt energy all the time. It's so nice to see that season 2 doesn't carry so much and can get away with doing this.
But also, as you get further into the series, he's done more and more shady stuff, so he can't actually say that he hasn't done anything wrong.
That is true.
This is true.
No one can say that, because he's a very terrible person sometimes. Still love him, but...
It's rough. Dean starts a shoving match with Sam, and they are brought to a room with the guard who's been, like, yelling at Dean the most. And that guy's Deacon, John's buddy. He's ready to bust him out. It's nice to meet you, Deacon. Public defender Mara comes through for them and tells them that Glockner died in a cell block in an inmate uprising, and she found out where the grave was, and Deacon's like, your daddy raised you right. He didn't, but they're still good boys.
Well,
it had little to do with John, but they're still good boys.
They're good boys despite John.
Dean punches Deacon to knock him out so that Deacon can say that they escaped without, like, totally losing his job. He's probably still going to get in some pretty serious trouble, but he won't be, like, an accomplice.
As long as he keeps his job, we're good.
This is the thing that bugs me the most about this entire episode. Baby is just parked outside the prison. No one was watching that at the FBI.
No, the thing that bugs me is that they wasted time putting their jackets on before they left.
That too.
Yes, they just, like, stood there talking, putting on their jackets pockets. I'm like, y'all better go.
The whole 2 minutes.
You just got out of prison. They're so stupid.
This is the second time in a row that they've escaped Henriksen because Henriksen did not have eyes on their very recognizable car.
Yeah.
Right? It's been pointed out on the show before. It's not a discrete vehicle. So this means in universe, people know that it stands out.
He has the Dean Winchester FBI file. It must have the car in there. He knows all about John, and John drove that car for like 30 years before Dean got it.
Yeah.
They never change cars.
No.
Yeah, I have it on